What's up, guys and gals, and welcome back to Rimworld, where we're going to continue to suffer here. We have a cold snap going. I swear to God, if he gets the slept in cold debuff, how long does that last? 7 hours? That should go away, but like, I don't know if that's left over from yesterday or if that's still a problem for right now. Loco is food binging right now. Yeah, I was gonna say that's why I told everybody to go harvest, but I guess they don't listen to me. It's okay. Sometimes you're not going to get what you want. You can't always get what you want. It's fine. It's okay. Is this turkey going to get hypothermic? Turkey, are you cold right now? Let me know. Turkey, let me see your nipples. Are you cold right now? Do turkeys have nipples? I don't think turkeys have nipples. I don't think that's the question of the day. Splatty's going to spend some time on Google. Splatty's going to spend some time on Google. Dude, you threw up on my lizard skin. How will I make a... See, he's food binging out and smoking weed right now. I guess good for you, man. Good for you. So did his thing actually go away? Oh, now he got slept in heat. He got slept in heat because it was 74 degrees inside. You can't win, man. You just can't win. When you try your best, but you don't succeed. They're always going to be upset about something. That's something you have to come to terms with in Rimworld. They're always going to be upset about something. It's like, well, I'm upset because I'm cold. Now I'm upset because I'm hot. And I'll be like, but I installed a heater. I just want you to be happy. Trevor, you like getting better at this whole cooking thing? I'd like to think that you are. He's about to hit level 6. It's a start. Hey, there we go. He's harvesting. All right. All right. Nice job, buddy. Go do your thing. We need as much medicine as we can possibly get. Although, frankly, things have been going really well in this playthrough. Aside from, like, the persistent bouts of nonstop food poisoning, we've actually been doing okay. My suggestion would be that we move some of the weapons and things out of here by making use of one of my favorite structures. A structure called shelves. Be careful about putting shelves in these alleyways, though, because the enemies like to use them as cover. It can be obnoxious. It can be obnoxious. You need to be canceled. And then you need to be canceled like a crappy TV show. There we go. And then what they'll do is they're actually, oh good, we've got more food poisoning. It never ends. It never ends, son. It never ends. We'll just muscle through it, whatever. We'll do the best we can with it. We'll just deal with having a smaller labor force. I mean, they keep working with food poisoning until it gets to major, and so that's one of the main reasons we're having so many mental breaks, though, is just the sheer volume of food poisoning that we're in. Oh, everybody's got food poisoning. Yeah, I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that it's a little bit too common, and it needs to be toned down a little bit. Like, I'm well aware that food poisoning was a non-issue in previous versions of the game, but like, I don't know, man. It's not that hard to cook some corn. You just boil it. It's not that hard to cook some potatoes. You just roast it. It's not that hard to cook some rice. You just boil it, man. Like, it's one of those things where I gotta suspend disbelief here. Alright. So, Trev, you're no longer a cook. Just go do whatever it is you're gonna do. I don't even care. Loco's down right now. Somebody go rescue him. He's probably about to be down in a second, too. Oh, well. Go ahead and put him in a med bed, and then we'll sort it out in a little bit. We definitely need more people for our colony. We need like 2 or 3 more people. If we had more people, we'd be in a really good spot. But for right now... Oh, we've got traders. Do I have anybody that's like really, really good at social stuff that's also not unconscious right now? I'm pretty sure my entire colony has food poisoning right now. Like, I'm fairly well positive that everybody has food poisoning. How do you do with social stuff? Like, how are you on? So you like Loco? They changed that to story right there. It's throwing me off. Like, I keep looking around for the stats tab and it says story now and it's throwing me off. I keep looking and being like, where are my stats at? He's got 0 in social. Let's maybe not do that. You've got a 10. Let's go trade with these guys and see if they got anything that can help us out here. We're moving kind of slow, though. I can't do anything about it. This is the only guy that I got. We got a cloth t-shirt over there. Sell all of the joints. Sell the revolvers, I guess. And the short bow. What are you guys, like, trying to sell? Like, what kind of trader are you? Like, you don't seem to have much. Wait, he has insufficient money to cover the transaction? Alright, well, give me your one component then. I will take your one component. 40 silver right there. One component is useful. We traded into one component. Don't judge me. Maybe it's because they're eating at a table that's outside. Seems plausible. I mean, we haven't tried to fix the problem yet. So, like, I moved that over to there, and that didn't seem to help. Let's keep working on solutions here. Let's keep being goal-oriented and seeing if maybe we can figure out why this is happening. It keeps saying incompetent cook, but I'm sort of wondering if it's because they're eating outside. Like, I don't know that for a fact. But what if that's just the default error if anything goes wrong in the second half of the process? You know what I mean? Like, why did the llama meat? Why did it fall apart? I would like to see some kind of limited immunity to food poisoning after a little while. Like, if the character has had food poisoning, they can't get food poisoning for like a week or something like that. Like, I would like to see that. If it's going to be this common, it's got to have some kind of, like, immunity system added into it. But, yeah. We'll keep trying new solutions and seeing what happens. Sorry about that. Stupid pop-up. I got a pop-up from... I got too many programs, man. I got too many things running on this computer. And every single day, one of them's got to pop in on every recording being like, hey, would you like to update now? And I'm like, no. Would not like to update now. If I wanted to update, I would have gone to your program and I would have clicked the button that says update. I hate automatic updates, dude. Automatic updates are my enemy. They are not my friend. What is that right there? Oh, it's the side of the electric stove. I was going to say, is that like a refrigerator? Like, what is that? I don't know what that is. Is the cold snap over? That means I can probably... Is she getting slept in heat? I'm just going to deconstruct the campfires. Cold snap's over anyways. Hopefully somebody will do some kind of tailoring. Ivy is my tailor. Yeah. I mean, we'll finish off the research first. But I think we have a few too many jobs that are like Ivy specific right now. There's a few too many jobs being done by the Ivy League. And so I'd like to see that get streamlined. But it hasn't really given me that many opportunities to get new colonists. We haven't had any crashed escape pods. We haven't anybody running from raids. We haven't really had the offer of new people so far. So, like, I can't really do much with the workforce that I have. I would very dearly love to have 2 more people. That's kind of where I feel that we're at right now, is we need 2 more people in order to really make this flow properly. And it's just not going that way. Is she doing recreation right now? Just sitting there talking to herself? All right, that's cool. I talk to myself all the time, too. It's how I got so good at commentary. There's not really that much different between talking to yourself and doing a Let's Play episode. Pretty much the same 2 things. Not a big difference in between those 2. Oh, that's true. We're going to have a lot of fields to plant. I need you to refuel that generator before the batteries start to catch more drain than they can handle. Like, I don't mind if you hang out and do planting stuff. That's cool and everything. Like, we've got lots and lots of food that will hopefully hold us for a while. That stuff is deteriorating. Let me put everybody on hauling for a minute. I would like things to get hauled. Just bring things back to base. A psychic drone, so females are going to be attacked by, unfortunately, obnoxious noises. That event right there is my nightmare in real life. I cannot stand obnoxious, repetitive noises like clocks ticking, wind chimes. They drive me crazy. I don't know why, but something about that audio, like a repetitive sound over and over and over again, it just triggers the hell out of me. It makes me lose my mind. My neighbor's got so many wind chimes that it's just, ugh. Just a house covered in pirate trash hanging from the sides of their windows everywhere. And it's just like, all night because it's where I live. It's very, very windy. It's pretty rare where I live. Every single day, there's basically 20-mile-an-hour winds where I live. Like it's incredibly windy where I live. That's where I live is known for, is how windy it is all the time. It's just a windy swamp. And so, anyways, she's got wind chimes, and I sleep with earplugs in because like I don't want to cause drama with my neighbors. My neighbors already don't like me, and I already don't like them, and I don't want things to get out of proportion. And so anyways, I haven't brought it up yet because I don't think they would acquiesce. They don't seem like the kind of people. They came over to my house and bitched me out for parking my own car in front of my own house because they wanted to park their car in front of my house. They literally came over, knocked on my door, and bitched me out for parking my car in front of my own house. And they were like, well, what am I supposed to do with my vehicles? And I'd be like, I don't know. That sounds like a you problem, not a me problem. I'm not really sure how to help you with this. I'm not sure, like, I pay the rent here. Therefore, I park my car in front of my house. And they really seemed to struggle with that concept. It seemed like that went way over their heads. They were like, wait, what? You can't say I asked you nicely. And I'd be like, that's fine. You can ask me nicely, but it's not a reasonable request. It really doesn't matter if you ask me nicely if it's an unreasonable request. You essentially just asked me not to park my car in my driveway because you want to park your car in my driveway. So, like, I get the feeling that you are not reasonable people, and that this is never going to come to a satisfying conclusion for anybody involved. Ivy, you can't shoot anyways, so just don't even bother. Hopefully we'll kill off a couple of these cats. They've all got melee weapons, so it doesn't look to be that bad. We got 1 down already, 2 down, 3 down. Good lord. Pretty bad day to be a raider. Pretty bad day to be a raider. Lots of headshots in there, though. At least we've got an accomplished team that's good at shooting. That's one of those things that, you know, you look at and you go, hey, good stuff, man. Good stuff. I could try to capture one of these guys, I guess, but I don't feel good about my chances. We are doing really, really, really well at shooting, though. We're doing fantastically well at shooting. He's addicted to alcohol, so I wouldn't really want him anyways. Go ahead and bury the dead bodies. We had a couple minor break risks, but hopefully they'll pull it all together. It's pretty chilly outside. I may have to put the campfires back. Somebody's at least working on the plain leather parka. Let's go ahead and we will take hauling off the list. We'll put that on 3 for each of these people so they can get back to work and do their jobs. And hopefully we can keep ourselves clear of any kind of food poisoning. Since we moved the table inside of there, we haven't got any food poisoning. Now, I don't think the sample size is large enough to prove that we got to the root of the problem. But if we don't get food poisoning for the next couple days, I think we will have solved the issue. I think we will have solved the problem. I do think I should probably decorate people's houses a little nicer, too. Like, people kind of have crappy houses right now. And if I could make them a little bit nicer, maybe they would love a little bit more fiercely. We're going to need campfires again because... wouldn't you know it? Oh, we've got heaters? Oh, install heaters. Yeah, don't even mess around with those then. Just install heaters. We'll do a heater right there. Heater right there. A heater right there. Heater in the workspace. Heater inside of here. Heater inside of there. That's going to use up a lot of our components, but that basically makes us immune to most of the problems that can arise during survival mode. I'm going to strongly recommend we probably go out hunting, too, to get some more food together before the winter gets here. Our food stockpile is good. We've got enough for about 190 meals. And the 190 meals will cover us with 4 people for a long time. A long, long time, like 50, 60 days. So, more around 50 days, give or take the change. But I rounded down on the amount of meals we could make, and I rounded up on the other part. So, you know, we need to wait and see how this is going to affect our... There you go. Build those chairs. I knew y'all could do it. I knew y'all could do it. Get after it. Get those dining room chairs. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. We will be comfortable or we will be dead. That's Splattercat's motto. He loves being comfortable. Being comfortable is the best. So that should help out with the heat situation. We want each of these to be like, I think the sweet spot is like 75, where they don't get any buff or any debuff. I don't know. Honestly, they complain about it being too hot. They complain about it being too cold. I never know. How's our power doing? It's going downwards. Okay. I mean, Ivy's really not getting a chance to do any research, so I think somebody else is going to have to pick up the slack, unfortunately. I'll throw somebody else onto it for right now, just so the research keeps moving, because we do need another watermill generator. And until we get one, we're going to struggle a little bit. I can sort of offset that by putting in another... The wood-fired generator is not attached to my base. Oh my god, I'm an idiot. I am an idiot. Why is that not attached right now? I am an idiot. Why did I do that thing? I don't know how that happened, but... You know, that explains a lot. It explains a lot. It explains a great many things as to why certain things that I expected to happen were not happening. So there's our first parka right there. And she'll put it on. The person that crafts the parka is always the first person. Oh, she made a good parka. Nice. That's actually worth a lot of money. A good parka's worth like 200 bucks. So if we can craft like 8 or 9 of those too and get a clothing trader or like a bulk goods trader to come through, we can make a bunch of money off of that too. And then if an arms trader comes through, we could buy a bunch of guns like laser cannons and stuff. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, Nerd Castle. So much yes. I think that my next situation... How did all these animals die over here? There's nothing missing from the bodies, so they weren't killed by anything and eaten. There does seem to be a very real lack of animals on this map. I mean, you can go to this... Oh, never mind. Apparently, I just don't know where to look. Well, we'll give it a minute. It's below freezing right now, so it's a pretty chilly day out there. 30F isn't too bad, though. I mean, I grew up in a place where it's ridiculously hot, and in the winter it would get down to like 16, 17 degrees. It's not too bad. It's not awful. And that's not in Celsius, that's in Fahrenheit. We do things in Fahrenheit over here because in the United States we like to measure things in dog tails and fairy whispers. I don't know. Loco does have a talent for research, so technically he could get good at it given enough time. I mean, you give him like 6 or 7 days of researching nonstop, and I bet he'd hit level 7 or 8. He'll stall out around 10 or 11 because he doesn't have a burning passion, so he won't be able to gain XP quite as fast as he needs to offset the loss that you get when you don't do research. But, that being said, he'll make a solid backup researcher while Ivy is working on other projects and tasks. Trev is pigging out. Trev seems to be broken a lot. Is he mercurial or something? He's very, very neurotic. Yeah, okay, that explains it. That makes a lot of sense. I was kind of wondering why he breaks so much. Trev seems to break very, very frequently. And not like in a fun Linkin Park like, I'm about to break everything you say to me. And now he's getting eaten by a boar, which I'm sure is going to do all kinds of things to make his mood better. I'm sure it's going to help. It's going to make things all better. Nothing heals, nothing cleanses trauma like a gunshot wound to the chest. He's going to die in 15 hours. Good lord. Somebody need to rescue him. There you go. And then he's in prisoner mode. Give him medical care. Make sure he's okay. At least he allowed us to rescue him, so that's good. And then as soon as he's back on his feet, his prisoner needs, we're going to release him. For right now, he's a little broken, but that's okay. Sometimes we're all broken in our own way, aren't we? We're all damaged in our own ways. It's just a part of this whole human experience. You accumulate scars, man. It is what it is. Boom boom ba boom bo doo da boom 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 ba boom bo doo da boom 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 ba boom bo doo ba boom 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 ba boom bo doo ba boom. Trev's about to break. Everything you say to Trev puts him one step closer to the edge, and he's about to break. I'm going to point out that he's a prisoner and he has a gun inside the room with him. So that might have been poor planning on my part. I may have made a mistake. A jailbreak might be nigh. But hopefully the better angels of his nature will come out. So you're on extreme break risk right now. Yeah, you do what you gotta do, man. If you gotta increase your mood, you increase your mood, bro. So he was in prison. That's gonna last for 6 days. Funsies. That's fine. A turkey can do what a turkey wants to do. Hopefully they'll butcher all these pigs. This is a very, very good food supply that the game has gifted to us. And I think it would be quite the shame to waste that. Then again, it's basically freezing outside, so these are all going to be refrigerated. So we have a little bit more time to harvest those pigs than we normally would. So that's okay. We're definitely having trouble staying in front of the food curve right now, though. She just can't cook fast enough. Yeah. She's struggling with the cooking. Although she does have a burning passion for it, so hopefully she'll hit higher level very shortly. I don't know how much she's getting for each time she does that. She's getting like 100 XP every time she does that, so that's actually going to be pretty fast. Do they get XP for butchering? I don't think they do. Oh, they do. They get XP for butchering. Oh my god, you learn something new every day. You got like 5,000 hours played in a game and you learn something new every single day. See, this is why I love Rimworld. There's all these systems that are all intertwined with one another. And like, you wonder if they work the way that they do. And then like one day you're looking at a menu and you're like, oh my god, it works the way that I thought it did. Holy bejesus. Our lynxes need meat to eat, in case you're wondering. A caravan request. I don't care about that. I'm not going to be sending any caravans out in the middle of winter. Sorry. That's a fantastic way to get yourself murdered and die. Trust me, I've been down that path before. I've made that mistake before. Just do yourself a favor and don't send out caravans in winter. It's not going to work out the way you think it's going to work out. It's not. Yeah, he made the watermill area bigger. That's much larger than it was before. Like, much larger. Like, massively larger. I need a little room to breathe, because I'm one step closer to the edge, and I'm about to down, break. This song's going to be stuck in my head now. All day long. All day long, that shit's going to be stuck in my head. Shut up. Shut up when I'm talking to you. Shut up. Shut up. Like, whoa, bro, calm down. There's no need for that kind of language in here. There's no need for that kind of heckin' language, bro. Slow down. He's only in serious pain now. But the gunshot wound will go away eventually. Now he's in little pain. Good. His mood will recover. It's just that Trev's neurotic, and so that's one of the worst traits that you can get. But people that are neurotic tend to have really good stats, too, at certain things. And they tend to, like, I think, work faster. I think they get a fat work bonus. And so it's a balance between, like, half the time they're going to be broken and falling apart, and half the time they're going to be working at twice the speed of everybody else, like a little machine. And so it really comes down to what you want to do with them. We haven't had any food poisonings in a minute, so I'm assuming that the table was the culprit there, not necessarily the cook. Frito got in a fight? Don't do that. Jesus. Jesus. Alright, well apparently they had words, and we can actually look and see what those words were. So let's see here. A bite wound caused Frito to faint. Fantastic. So Loco called Frito a deer. This drove Frito into a rage, and he began to fight. You goddamn deer, you. You goddamn deer. Apparently that's the equivalent of a really, really harsh insult in the world of Rimworld. Who knew? And who is my doctor right now? I'm gonna need somebody to do some doctoring around here. We got people with busted up faces and bloody noses and all kinds of stuff. Got called a deer, and that caused a fight. You should always go look. I had one where he said someone told the other person that their pubic hair was beautiful, and then they got into a fist fight right after. Like, it was like, what? Like, I had two people that were constantly in fist fights fall in love and get married. Like, they were constantly kicking the shit out of each other in fist fights, and then they fell in love and got married later on. I'm like, this relationship doesn't seem healthy to me, but I'm not going to question it. This relationship seems like it has no beneficial terminus. Like, I don't think this relationship is going to work. Man, he got his ass whooped. That fool got the beat down of a century. It was like Fight Night round 3 out here. Well, I know you like my swagger. Don't trip, you know I come through. Chain swinging like Alibaba. You know me, you know how I do. Oh, really? He's got an infection now. That sucketh. Maybe you should not be a doctor. I mean, to be fair, you're barely worse than... The problem we have here is that our doctor has gotten sick. And that is always the point in a Rimworld playthrough where things start to go vastly wrong. That is where things start to fall apart most of the time. So maybe... Bro, you need to stay in bed. You have a pretty nasty infection. If the numbers line up... Oh, never mind. Frito has an infection. Never mind. You can get out of bed. I don't care. Frito has the infection. So he is at 16% immunity. The infection is at 13%. He'll probably be okay. Once he has a little bit more... Once he's got a little bit more in between his immunity and infection, I'll be much more likely to let him get out of bed and do his thing. But for right now, he's going to have to ride out the infection. He don't really have a choice. Once he's got like 20% leeway, I'll let him go back to work, and hopefully he'll be okay. But he's just going to have to ride it out, and that's why it's important that you get herbal medicine as soon as possible in your playthrough, by the way. He's gone berserk. Somebody's going to have to arrest him. Go kick his ass, Seabass. There. So rescue him. You go rest until healed. Right now we're in a bit of a spiral. We got a spiral going right now. We got a serious spiral going. It's mostly just due to the fact that his infection is kind of running rampant right now. He's going to need to be treated pretty shortly, but can't really change that. Got a little bit of steel right there, which is good, so we can finish this other mill. That way our power supply is all taken care of, because we're going to need a lot of electricity to make a hydroponics farm. Just saying. So you got smacked in the head with a bolt-action rifle. Immunity is at 46%. The infection is at 30-something%. He's getting there. Getting there. It's just going to take time. We may actually be overdoing it on our power grid right now, but I prefer to have too much power rather than the chance of having too little. I think a rec room would be a really good idea. I think we can make some kind of rec room where people get, like, crazy good rest and relaxation and R&R and everything. Let's go ahead and do that right here. And we'll put that right there. And then I need floors. As far as wood goes, that's getting kind of expensive, but luckily we got trees for days out here, and I ain't talking about our marijuana supply. Y'all still ain't dissected all them pigs, huh? Alright. I'm gonna trust in your judgment for right now, but... He's going for a walk and getting his recreation up. Fantastic. Make sure that he don't have a mental break or anything like that. And then the next thing he does is takes a swim in the river and gets all wet, so that he's going to be all upset now about being wet. People in Rimworld do not like swimming. They do not enjoy swimming. Keep that in mind. My name is Splattercat. Thank you for joining me here at the Nerdcastle for another episode of Rimworld 1.0. If you like this video, make sure you hit it with a like. It helps out more than you know. The continuation of this colony, we need more colonists. That's the real trajectory that we're on right now, is if we don't get more colonists, we got some fairly major issues. I will see you all next time. Thank you for stopping on in, and hi-do, everybody.